Hello and welcome to the Big Centre magazine with me, Chanel Shea Calvin.
And me, Lee Bannister.
We're with you at this time each week to take a look at what's happening on the station. We'll be finding out about news and events happening in our local communities, and we'll be welcoming some special guests too.
Yeah, we'll also be reaching into the postbag to see what you've been talking to us about. And remember, you can still send us your comments on your favourite shows, and we'll be reading out as many as we can a little later on.
And as ever, watch out on the Big Centre TV Facebook page, as each week we'll be asking you questions and we want to hear your answers.
We certainly do. So if you want to talk to us about anything at all, why not get in touch?
On social media, which obviously is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and YouTube, just do a search for us at Big Centre TV, or you can email the postbag address, which is postbag@bigcentre.tv.
Or you can put pen to paper and write to us, and our address is...
Never gets told that, doesn't it?
Go on, you say this one.
No, but I'll just read it.
Okay.
It is the Big Centre magazine, Big Centre TV, 14A, Lower Hall Lane, Walsall, WS1 1RL.
Did it? Go on.
You always tell that at me.
I know, I'm sorry. Now, don't worry if you missed any of those, we'll be clicking our fingers again at the end of the show. So, that's the Big Centre magazine, where there's something different on every page.
Oh, so cheesy.
I know.
Now, we're going to start off with a look back at some of the highlights of the week here on Big Centre TV. And there was a treat for non-league football fans this week on Sports Panel, as we celebrated the achievements of 4 local teams who have successfully reached the 3rd qualifying round of the FA Cup. Rushall Hall Olympic Sporting Khalsa?
Rushall Olympic Sporting Khalsa.
What he just said.
Chasetown and
There you go.
Coleshill Town. They were all featured on this week's show. We'll have a look.
Quite honestly, any person that's not experienced non-league football and has constantly gone to professional clubs has missed out in life.
They've missed out on not seeing people rolling along the floor like they've been shot, haranguing the referee at all times. In fact, ladies football doesn't do that either, but non-league football, there's an honesty about it. The lads are playing for, some are on okay money, but you know more than I do, but because like this guy, his enthusiasm is because they love football.
Absolutely. You know, when you think that these lads are working, and there's going to be some occasions this season they're not going to be getting home on some away games till 2 o'clock in the morning. We've got a couple that are a postman and they've got to be in at 6, and lorry drivers and all the rest of it. You know, they have to really work at it. And but I have to say, it's on a Saturday afternoon, and you know, some days are good and some days are not so good. But overall, I wouldn't swap it for anything professionally at all.
Now, this week's edition of the Bob Hall Show examined Jeremy Corbyn's first conference as leader of the opposition.
Yeah, Bob was joined by Steve McCabe to discuss Mr Corbyn's performance and his prospects for the 2020 general election.
Joining me in the studio now is Steve McCabe. He's the Birmingham Selly-Oak Labour MP. So, will he still be at the helm come the general election in 2020?
Well, that's really difficult to predict, but he's certainly got a thumping majority in the leadership contest, and I would expect him to be there for some time.
He started well, didn't he? I mean, the conference went broadly pretty well for him, didn't you think?
Yeah, I think he would have been happy with most of it. I think the purpose was to make it slightly lower key, slightly different from previous conferences. I think he'd be happy with John McDonnell's contribution as the Shadow Chancellor, and his own speech was clearly very well received in the hall.
Do you think he had to tone down some of his views? I mean, over the years he's been in Parliament, 500 times he has defied the party whip. He's very much been his own man. Now all of a sudden he's got to pull all the strings, hasn't he? Got to all make it work. And he's got to have a broader appeal than those who may more immediately be Corbynites.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's the challenge for any leader. They can't just stick to their own opinions. They have to fish in a much wider pool. I think he's already having to come to terms with that. And of course, it's one thing to win over the Labour Party. We actually then have to win over a wider group of voters, and that's his next big test.
The Bob Hall Show also featured Andrew Lound and other guests discussing the week in politics, and it's now available to view online, as well as all the other shows that we broadcast here on Big Centre TV. Just simply log in to bigcentre.tv.
And now for a look at what has been featured on the Midland News this week. And our reporter Lindsay Smith went to find out about an academy in Solihull who are giving their students the chance of life-changing trips to Mexico to help families in need.
Oh wow, students from Grace Academy spent 10 days in the country building much-needed houses. Let's have a look.
An academy in Solihull has been giving their students a lesson with a difference, with its mission trips to Mexico.
At Grace Academy we've got a Christian ethos which runs all the way through from year 7 up to year 13 in the 3 of our academies. And one of the big things that we do, which kind of is the way that the ethos system crescendos into a nice project, is at the end of the year we have a Mexican trip to go and help some of the people out in Mexico who need a new house or somewhere to live or something like that.
Students were involved heavily with each part of the project.
In Mexico, they were builders for pretty much the 10 days that we were there. So we had a quick workshop here. So Paul Little of Urban Saints came in and did a workshop with them on how to use a hammer, how to use a saw, etc. All those type of things. When we get out there, we're split into build teams. And they get a certain job to do. So one of the jobs that 5 of the students do was to lay the cement slab. Another job that some of the students had to do was to build the actual frames of the wall. And then as you go through the week, those jobs change, because obviously once you've got the slab done, then you need to put the walls together, then you need to put the roof on, and then it all finishes at the very end with putting the cement or the stucco on the walls, and then obviously then finishes with us handing the keys over to the family themselves. These families have very, very little over there. I mean, they live in shacks made out of plywood. But what we found with the family that we had, which was a 26-year-old dad, 25-year-old mum, and then 2 young children, was that they were happy. They were very, very happy, and it was good for not only myself as a member of staff, but also the students to understand that you don't need everything in the world. And what we got from them is that they were just overjoyed to have us there sharing a week of their life with them, and then us being able to give them something back, which was great.
For students like Naomi, the trip proved to be a life-changing experience.
The experience of just meeting new people and meeting the family and how we all work together to do this incredible thing for this family that we didn't know before. It was just an incredible experience. I've already started to put some money together for next year's trip. I feel that it really helped me become a braver person, and I wanna have more of that, so I'm going again.
The Academy plans to continue with these projects in the future. Lindsay Smith for the Midland in Solihull.
Now, there's more to being captain of Wolves than leading the team out onto the field.
Their captain, Danny Bart, visited Old Hill School to help raise awareness for children with learning difficulties, as Natalie Cutler reports.
What started off as a normal Friday afternoon for these local school children at Old Park in Brierley Hill quickly turned into a lesson to remember when Wolverhampton Wanderers captain Danny Bart turned up for show and tell, sports style.
It's been absolutely fantastic. It was really good of him to come along and see all the children at Old Park School. Old Park School's got children with severe learning difficulties, and we've had visitors down today to see Danny that go to matches every week to support him, so to see the smiles on their faces was absolutely fantastic. We are going in a couple of weeks to a tournament up at the Villa. We've been doing that for several years, so we attend every year, and they're looking forward to it. They've been practicing really hard on Friday lunchtime. It's absolutely brilliant. I mean, it's really important, especially in a special needs school, that activity is a priority and kept really high, to keep them active for all their health needs. So to have somebody come in high profile to raise the level and understanding is absolutely brilliant.
The Brierley Hill born and bred defender wasted no time in creating a team to rival that of his own championship side.
Right guys, we have some penalties today. Make sure you hit the target and hopefully we win the game. It's a big game today, so make sure it's 3 points in the bag. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Ready? Yeah, it's been a brilliant experience. I've came down after training to visit the kids, and we've had a nice afternoon out on the AstroTurf, practicing our football skills with the football team, and I think they've had a really good day.
And how important do you think sport is in education?
Yeah, I think you can see with those guys today how much fun they've had today, and I think it gives kids a nice break from the classroom, and it gives them a chance to stay active and really enjoy the benefits of sport. Things like today have really sort of opened my eyes into what can be done in the community and how much it means for sporting figures to come and spend a bit of time with the local kids. I think it's something hopefully I'll be spending more time doing, and whenever there's a possibility of getting down to a local school, popping down for the afternoon and saying hello.
Appreciate You is a community interest company based in Wolverhampton. I'm now joined by the manager, Anna McKen, to tell us more. Welcome to the show, Anna.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
So, how long has the charity been running for, and what do you sort of aim to do with the charity?
Okay, well, Appreciate You, that's the name of our organisation. We're a community interest company. We're based in Wolverhampton. Our aim is to reduce social isolation amongst people within the community. What we've found is there's a lot of people who are socially isolated, and this could be due to various reasons. It could be due to depression, mental health problems, or they've not got this family support and structure around them. So we found there is a need, so we've identified this need, and what we've done, we've come together as an organisation, and what we do is we run coffee mornings and activity afternoons. So members of the community will come along, engage with other members, and they'll do arts and crafts, they'll play chess games, they'll join the book club. We do various activities which get members of the community to engage amongst each other.
Is there one sort of a specific age that you target at, or is it quite a wide variety that sort of attend?
From the age of 18 upwards.
Wow.
Our oldest member is 86.
And the youngest is 18?
Yes.
I think it's quite fascinating because people probably do associate it with probably older people, so there's younger people that are attending, so I think that in itself is astonishing.
Absolutely, because again what we found is there's a lot of young people in their 20s and 30s that are socially isolated, so they come along too, and it's quite nice because you've got the elderly people at one spectrum and the young people, and they interact together.
Oh, they mix together?
They do,
that's
yeah.
Nice.
It's lovely. The elderly people, they'll tell stories about their childhood in the war, and the young people learn from this. So it's a two-way process.
How long have you been running for as a company?
From February this year.
Oh wow, and you've achieved all this so far. So as you said that you noticed where there was a problem and what needed to be done, is that why you've sort of put it together?
Absolutely, yes. We saw this problem of social isolation, and we thought, yes, we need to do something about this problem. It's absolutely fantastic because not only do we run coffee mornings and activity afternoons, we do information days where members of the community are free to come along and hear information about health and well-being. We have life coaches there, we have nurses there. It's absolutely fantastic. They come and they learn and they go away with knowledge.
But obviously doing like arts and crafts and getting people to work together, and obviously if they're working with people from different ages and abilities, surely that just opens them up. And I'm sure it's quite a relaxing environment as well for them to feel free.
Absolutely, yes. I mean, they can feel free to come along, engage. We've got refreshments there. They can come and have something to eat, engage with other members of the community, do the arts and crafts. And it's not only just about coming to socialise, they can come and contribute to, in terms of, if they want to show us something about an arts and craft thing that they might be doing, they can come and show us how they do that. So it's getting everyone to interact.
That sounds really nice. So where can people go to find out more, and where are you based as well?
Yeah, we're actually based in Wolverhampton. The coffee mornings run every Wednesdays at Wentzville Community Centre. That's based in Wolverhampton. And they can find us on Facebook. We're called Appreciate You, CIC, and also on the website. But if people feel that they need that extra support or guidance, they can get in touch with our organisation, and we're more than happy to help.
Thank you so much for joining me today.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Also, Appreciate You are holding an information day on Monday the 23rd of November. There'll be nurses available for health checks, wellness coaches for healthy eating, and also advice on moving forward and achieving your goals with life coaches. We'll remind you of this event close to the date, but for more information you can check out their Facebook page, which is Appreciate You, or contact the company by phoning 077 835 89412.
Now, you might remember last week we asked you to send in your discoveries. We told you that our director, who's just over there at the moment, Adrian, discovered that sausage sandwiches and chocolate spread tasted quite nice.
Still not convinced.
No idea about that. Anyway, you've shared some of your discoveries and we'll be having a look at those later on in the show.
So this week we're interested in life changes. In particular, if you could change one thing in your life, what would it be? Or, on the other hand, what's the one thing you really wouldn't change about your life?
Blimey, that's a difficult one.
It is.
Yeah, no, we want you to be as honest as possible, OK? So send us your stories. Maybe you've got some photos or videos of changes you've made. Send them in. We'll try and show the best ones on a future show.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, it should be quite good, this one.
I remind you of those contact details later in the show. So we'll see you after this quick break. Welcome back to the Big Centre magazine with me, Chanel Shea Calvin.
And me, Lee Bannister.
Now, as we say, there's something different on every page. So it's time to join Des and Gary for a look at what's going on around our area.
OK, Tuesday, celebrating 20 years together as boy band 911. Now, my daughter will love this because she was a massive fan of 911. Lee Brennan, Spike Darborn and Jimmy Constable are hitting the road with the Journey 20 tour and will be appearing at the Institute. Well known for their catchy pop tunes and jaw-dropping stage shows, the gents will be performing their greatest hits and belting out and busting the moves.
Greatest hits?
Okay. Hit, greatest hit. Busting the moves from some of the biggest hits of the 90s.
Brilliant. And at the Icon Gallery, Cooked Up is a new short story collection that draws together authors from all over the world, each bringing to the table a unique literary response to food. A young man attempting to avoid military service by overeating, and students at a cookery school going to war over woks. Woks. I love that word.
What wars?
One of my favourite words, woks.
What wars?
There are just a couple of examples from the contributors, who include Susanna Richards, Pippa Goldschmidt, Nikesh Shukla. Oh, you gave me this picture.
I did, yeah.
Elaine Chu, and sharing their stories and discussing why food is such a rich, creative inspiration.
Yeah. Sounds tasty.
Okay.
And due to popular demand at the Symphony Hall, the 80s are back as three critically acclaimed legends of the era join forces in the major new UK tour. Celebrating their 30th anniversary, Go West, Nick Kershaw and very special guest Carol Decker from Tapau are united for one night only. You used to love Go West. Brilliant. Peter Cox, great voice. With millions of album sales and iconic hits such as We Close Our Eyes, Call Me, King of Wishful Thinking, Wouldn't It Be Good, The Riddle, I Won't Let the Sun Go Down on Me, Heart and Soul and the classic China in Your Hand, this authentic 80s triple header is a show not to be missed. And here's a video, and I put a couple together. It's Go West and Nick Kershaw.
And Go East.
Yeah.
Never lets us take the blame. We close our eyes to see the final flame. We close our eyes to time slipping away. Near a tree by a river, there's a hole in the ground where an old man of iron goes around and around. And his mind is a beating in the veil of the night. For a strange kind of fashion, there's a wrong and a right.
On Wednesday morning, starting at 10:30, you can join writer and technologist William Gallagher in the Library of Birmingham for the 10 things you can do right now that will change how you use your computer. Okay, have I got one of them? The computer. I don't know. I'm still back in the 60s, me. Whether it's a PC, a Mac, or a tablet, learn how to make email less of a chore. You know what? I think computers and emails is the worst thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
How many meetings and different things I've missed because somebody hasn't phoned me. They say, well, I've sent you an email. I say, well, phone me. Speak to me.
Can't talk anymore.
I know. Words, oddities, or use the online service that are useful instead of distracting. Now, if you spend more time having to fiddle with your computer, like me, than you do writing, then this is absolutely for you.
Now, you like this one. No longer is Oktoberfest something for you to head to Germany for.
Ooh.
This year, Birmingham has gone especially Oktoberfest mad. The biggest event with a 2,500 people tent starts off with hop-soaked 5 days in Cannon Hill. It's at the Nature Centre and it's in the car park.
Can they afford to hide the room?
Yeah. It's from the 14th to the 18th. And with so much beer, food and music, it's just like being in Munich.
Have you ever been to Munich?
I have.
Have you? Is it nice?
Fabulous. Went at Christmas time, the Christmas market. Although the Birmingham market, I have to say, is wonderful. The German market in Germany, in Munich, is an experience that you should...
But the Birmingham market is a Frankfurt market.
Yes. Well, the Munich market is unbelievable.
That's a bit of interest there. The Blue Orange Theatre are staging Moonlight on the Cut.
I should imagine...
Is the sun shining on the canal?
I think it is the Cut. It's the canal, isn't it?
The Cut is the canal. Yes. Which runs until Saturday. Why is the Cut going to stop running then? Is it on Saturday? No more canal. It's drama and comedy woven together to create a story of passion and betrayal, heartbreak and all-consuming love. Did you see Dr. Foster last night?
No, I didn't. I believe it's a bit...
Talking about...
racy and...
Oh, it's very good. That just reminded me of it then, don't know why. While at the Crescent, Kate is delighted when she finds a house in the country to escape to for New Year's Eve, together with some of her closest friends. However, for this group of stressed-out professionals, the party celebrations aren't as relaxing as planned. The Priory also runs until Saturday.
On Thursday now, and at the Library of Birmingham, also part of the Literary Festival, and I like this guy actually, crime writer Mark Billingham. He created D.I. Tom Thorne, which is a series.
I don't know that.
Tom Thorne, who was
D.I. Banks, I know.
Yeah, D.I. Banks. No, Tom Thorne is quite a gritty Yorkshire one. He's joined forces with a country and western group, My Darling Clementine.
Aren't they based in Preston?
Am
that wrong, no?
Yeah, no, you got that one wrong.
Oh, I thought they came from Preston.
For a special fundraising, fusing contemporary crime writing with country and western music. And I know he's actually quite a boffin on country and western, because I actually tweet him, because I read his books, and he's one of these guys who...
And that's taking place where, at the library?
That's the library.
Do you have to book for that?
You probably do, yes.
OK.
Yes.
Right, time for a look now at what's going on in your community. And if you know of something happening which could do with a little extra and free promotion, why not get in touch with us?
Make sure you tell us in plenty of time and we'll tell you how you can get in touch with us again a little later on.
Now, there's a national event taking place to celebrate dialect, and it's coming back to the Black Country in October. And for the first time, National Dialect Day will be held at Wednesbury Town Hall.
There's going to be music, poetry, performances, competitions, traditional Black Country grub and lots more happening over a full weekend of events.
Yeah, tickets are priced at £15 for the whole weekend, and day tickets are also available for the specific events which are taking place.
It's happening at Wednesbury Town Hall from Friday the 16th of October up until Sunday the 18th.
And if you want more details and to book your tickets, go to Wednesbury Poet Laureate Brendan Hawthorne's website. Just do a search for him. Or you can email mooncrow@blueyonder.co.uk.
Now, this week has seen the launch of a new scheme aiming to coordinate groups that help the homeless in order to provide more effective and targeted support.
The Homeless Outreach Accreditation Scheme is bringing together about 25 voluntary organisations in Birmingham with a shared commitment to helping homeless people.
Oh, that's nice, that is.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Now, a project designed to keep Birmingham Street clean by rewarding a local charity for any increase in rubbish collected from bins in the city centre has achieved some significant early success.
The 48 bins covered by the Bin It for Good initiative had over 2 tonnes of rubbish deposited in them during September the 17th to the 23rd, which represents an increase of nearly 9% on the same period in August.
Meanwhile, litter picked up from the streets where the bins are located during the same period saw a 30% decrease.
Yeah, it's good news, and the way the project works is simple. The more litter that goes into the 48 bins across the city centre and the less on the ground, the more money will go to the local charity Love Brum, which could be up to £1,300 across September, October and November.
Nice. So if you want to spread the word about raising money by putting your rubbish in the correct bins, then hop onto social media and use the hashtags, like how we did that, Tidy Brum and Bin It for Good.
Yeah, go for it. Now, Sandwell Council is launching a second year of the highly successful Booktastic scheme. I like that, Booktastic. Where within its first year, it helped to double the number of 4- and 5-year-olds regularly borrowing books from its libraries.
And council bosses say the scheme, which gives children in Sandwell library membership and access to free books, has helped bring more children into libraries than ever before, and that's one of the reasons for its return.
Now, the scheme was devised by Councillor Simon Hackett, Cabinet Member for Children's Services, who will officially launch the scheme at Blackheath Library on the 16th of October.
And library cards will be given to more than 4,000 primary school starters again this year, and each child will receive a special Booktastic membership pack, which will include a membership card, folder and information about the library service.
There's also going to be special Booktastic missions for children to complete and earn stickers. How cool.
It is, I love that word, Booktastic. And the library service is working with every primary school in the borough, and Booktastic, there we go again, will run alongside the Book Trust Book Time scheme, which gives books to all reception-aged children.
Now, Chinese, Breton and Patois entertainment is currently underway in Wednesbury Library with a series of events.
The library's Friends group have organised an evening to celebrate dialects from around the world.
Yeah, last week saw traditional Chinese dances and songs sung in Mandarin and Cantonese, as well as excerpts from a play and stories and songs performed in a Celtic language.
Now, the next event will be on Wednesday the 14th of October, where visitors are invited to go along and hear the distinctive sounds of patois.
Yeah, now that's a term used for language considered to be non-standard, and it's actually spoken by over 3 million people worldwide.
Oh, wow. Now, admission to all the events are free, and each event run from 7 till 9 p.m. Refreshments will be served, and for more details, just contact the library on 0121 556 0351.
Always plenty of stuff going on over
There
there.
is. So that's your community news for this week, but don't feel left out, because if there's something happening near to you, something that could use a little bit of boost by being mentioned on the telly, then you know where we are. And of course, for community news, it's absolutely free.
As ever, yeah. We'll try and go through as many as we can, and all that we ask is that you let us know in plenty of time.
Yeah, so you can email postbag@bigcentre.tv or send us a message on social media, which is @BigCentreTV.
Or send us some details in a post, and our address again is...
You can read it this time.
Thank you.
Before you fired at me.
Big Centre Magazine, Big Centre TV, 14A, Lower Hall Lane, Walsall, WS1 1RL. Know it off by heart now.
You do.
Time for another break now. When we come back, we'll be looking into the postbag. We'll be hearing about something interesting going on with the Scout movement, and we'll all be going silly with our regular Tea Time Tiswas slot.
Nice. So don't go anywhere. Hello and welcome back to the Big Centre Magazine with me, Chanel Shay Calvin.
And me, Lee Bannister.
It's now time to take a look into the postbag to see what you've been saying to us.
Yes, now Keith Stevens has emailed to let us know that when he was flicking through his TV channels, he managed to catch the end of a report on Spitfires, and he says it looked good.
Nice.
Yeah. He also mentioned that he's been watching gymnastics since 1972's Olympics, and he believed that the way the gymnasts performed on the rings, you know, those rings, was great.
Just picturing you doing the ring.
I would be terrible on that. That's all because of an episode of In Our House that he saw explored how hard these gymnasts had to train to get to that level. He said that the camera shots were great, and he felt as if he was doing it himself. So well done to the presenters of that show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they do a good show, they do.
Don't want
Do
to
you
see
like that?
you doing the ring.
I couldn't do it. Far too heavy.
Oh, God. And we've also had quite a few tweets. We've had one from TBO Sutton Coldfield, and they said that we love watching the local news on Big Centre TV.
Oh, yes. Bob and the team do us proud, don't
They
they?
do.
Bob the Journo.
Bob the Journal.
We'll play that one of the weeks.
We should.
Yeah, Mark Robinson in Dudley has just watched Sadler's TV on Big Centre TV, and he said, what a brilliant insight and something to be proud of.
Yeah.
We'll pass that on to the team who put Sadler's TV together as well.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll appreciate that.
Yeah.
And Phil Scheiber said, so tonight I finally got to... What am I doing all that for?
I don't know.
Shall I carry on?
Go on.
So tonight I finally got to watch Big Centre TV's Tiswas Return. You should have done that. He said, wonderful stuff, but it was never really aimed at kids, was it?
It worked on a number of levels, didn't it? It was a kids' show, so you got the educational stuff, but also Chris Tarrant and his team were just having a laugh.
Oh, I heard something about like people get pied and like attacked. Not attacked, but you know.
Attacked by the fans of Flamslinger with a bucket of water. With the custard pie and the bucket of water, yeah, better than anything else.
That's a bad point.
Anyway, last week we asked you to share any discoveries you've made, and amongst the replies was one from Ray Langston. Now, he says he's made hundreds of discoveries, and they're lost episodes of old TV programmes.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, you see, Ray's one of the guests on the Long Lost Show, and he'll be back on there very soon to tell us about some more of them.
Yeah, and we've got Nikki Bannister has been in touch.
Has she?
Did you recognise that name, Lee?
It's the missus.
It's the missus. Well, she said, no, I'm joking. She says, I've discovered when changing the duvet on my bed, if you do the buttons and poppers back up before you put it in the washer, you don't end up with the rest of the washing inside it. See, I think that's actually really clever, because I end up putting all of my stuff in the washing machine, and then they all just sort of gather inside. And I'm
Do you
like,
find you get a random sock? Just the one?
Just one, just chilling inside
It's always
your
the way, isn't
basement.
it? It's like when you're driving down the road and you see a builder's boot, you think, where's the other one? And it's just a random thing.
That's just you.
That's probably, yeah. Thanks, Nick. Now, Ian Billings tells us about a special discovery. He said, Tutankhamun, 1922, we're all very proud. Oh, and you should see my mummy. Tutankhamun was discovered in 1922. Yeah, thank you for that.
And anyway, Gary, no, thank you for that, by the way. And Gary Jordan says he's recently discovered shaving foam tastes great.
Really?
That's because, he says, after being pied by the Phantom Flamslinger.
Oh, he was.
Was it for the autumn
show, yes.
schedule
Yes,
thing?
he got a pie in the face, yeah. Anna Higgins has been in touch, and she's discovered that people like her poetry, and they've been heard to expleet, wow.
Ooh.
Yeah, now, I asked her for an example, but unfortunately we can't run it on the television, because it was a little explicit. Anyway, there's this week's lol moment.
Oh, I love a bit of a lol moment.
Yes.
Now, do you want to hear my discovery?
Oh, go on, yeah.
I've heard that if you see hair growing in the palm of your hand, that's the second sign of that you're going a bit loopy.
Really? Is it?
You know what the first sign is?
What?
Looking for it.
Oh.
So I haven't
Walked into that one. Well, now, Jamboree on the Air and Jamboree on the Internet is an annual event at which members of the Scout movement can talk to other members from around the world using amateur radio and the Internet. And it's all happening around the world between the 16th and the 18th of October. Now, there's a local Jamboree station operating in Sutton Coldfield, so here to tell us more about it is Sue Ayres, the office manager at Our Place Community Hub, and Nigel Speakman, the District Commissioner for the Sutton Coldfield East District of the Scout Association. Welcome.
Oh,
Bit of a mouthful. Did I get that right?
Yeah, you did, yep.
Right. Well, if we fill in a little bit of the background first, tell us about your roles and what you do to begin with. Nigel.
Well, I'm the District Commissioner for Scouts for half of Sutton Coldfield, and basically I'm in charge. There was nobody else above me.
You're the boss.
I'm the boss, yeah.
And Sue, you're at Our Place Community Hub. How did you describe your job to me earlier?
Head cook and bottle washer, I think it is, but
There's a lot more to it than that.
technically I'm office manager and a fundraiser as well, and just keep things running along, making sure all the paperwork's in order, and doing as much fundraising and getting a lot more, as much interest as we can from Our Place. Predominantly we look after children and their families. We do mentoring of children in schools in the Sutton Coldfield area, which is very important. There's all sorts of problems that go on with them, and we try to help. And on the other side, there might be underprivileged children or children who are on hard times because their parents are out of work, and we organise little events like Christmas parties, a trip to the seaside, and obviously we're always on the lookout for people to help us raise funds to do all of this.
Oh, okay, so we'll give you your contact details a little later on.
Oh yes, please.
So the Jamboree on the Internet and the Jamboree on the Air, it's all one thing. Joti and Jota. That's the word say. What's that all about?
Well, Scouting's an enormous organisation. It's I think at last count it's like 36 million kids are involved around the world, in every country in the world except 5, I think. And it's just a means of, it was originally Jamboree on the Air because of shortwave radio, and it was before they invented the internet. And it's been going, 50 or 60 years, as far as I can remember. And also a fabulous means for kids to get to know the fact that they're not just in a small little part of Sutton Goldfield. This is a really truly international movement.
It's quite interesting actually with the shortwave radio. You would think that's sort of dying out, but there's still sort of the radio hams. But it's still quite a big thing.
Oh, it's still pretty popular. Yeah, I've worked guys at work, and they were radio amateurs.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think you have to do Morse code anymore to get your radio amateur license, but
now this is tied in with environmental issues as well, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What sort of things you talk about? What are the main concerns?
We make an effort to teach the kids about not wasting stuff, trying to be good citizens with regards to the environment. And the kids get given various subjects perhaps that they can talk to their world colleagues on.
Well, and of course they're also working towards various badges, aren't they?
Oh, they certainly are. This is part of the Global Challenge Award. And they all work towards their Chief Scouts Gold Award. So.
Yeah. Okay, so it's taking place between the 16th and 18th around the world.
Yeah.
But you are one of the what do they call it? The stations.
Yeah. Well, any district scout group can set up their own station. I just decided that we ought to do one for the district, make a district scout activity. So this is probably aimed at kids from 11 to 14 in our section, but kids from much younger could actually participate.
So yours is taking place on the 17th?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And what will happen on that day?
Well, we've rented we've been given the use of the hub premises, and we're able to use their computers and all their stuff for because we have to actually deal with online safety, and they've got all the presentation materials to get the message across to the kids about what to do if they do get something unpleasant online. So.
Yeah. It's an important thing these days, isn't it? And can people come along join in, or is it just for the Scouts?
It is unfortunately just for the Scouts.
Right, okay. And of course you're always looking for volunteers, aren't you, for both of the things that you're involved with?
Oh, we certainly are. We need as many adult volunteers as we can get. It's come on and join the party, really.
What sort of roles are there?
Well, we have obviously leadership roles for in different scout groups at different ages. We also have we need administrators. We also need people to look after equipment, and also to drive minibuses and stuff like that.
And so it's the same at the community hub, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. We're always looking for volunteers. We're manned. There's only 3 members of staff that are actually paid. One is the cleaner. And so we're more or less run by volunteer help. We're always desperate for more mentors. We do our own training. It doesn't cost them anything, but it's quite a big thing to go through their training. And also people to help do the fundraising. We've just lost our last year's sponsor now, the year's up, and we are desperate to get another firm, be it big or a corporate company or even a small company. It would be like to raise funds for us and run some events. That would be great.
And if anybody wants to sort of help with that sort of thing, get involved, find out more about it.
Well, if they want to learn more about the Scouts Nest, they can contact us through our website at suttonscouting.org.uk.
And the hub as well, if people want to find out more and maybe about use of your facilities?
Yes, they can. You can go to our website. We're also on Facebook, or you can email us there, and I'm Sue at ourplacecommunityhub.org. That's a mouthful.
We've got it on the screen so everybody can see. Lovely. Well, Sue and Nigel, thank you for joining us today.
You're very welcome.
Okay, thanks very much.
Okay, now it's time for... yes, tea time, tis was.
Woo! Remember, you can see the show on Saturday nights at 10, Sunday mornings at 10, Wednesday afternoons at 3, and Friday nights at 10:30.
You get really excited about that, don't you? I did. Now remember, if you've got any comments about Tiswas, we heard a few earlier on, stay tuned for our contact details at the end of the show. And don't forget that hashtag,
This is what they want. Nice. Right, time now for a little extra bit of Tiswas for you at this time every week.
Here we go with another in our series of the A to Z of Tiswas. We are at let's have a look.
This is the alphabetical celebration of a children's show that rocked a nation from a Midlands television station.
Here's the letter E, and we're looking into ears, as in being held up by them. The standard way to introduce juvenile visitors to Studio 3 who had won a competition. Some angry viewers actually complained about this rather obvious illusion, believing the kids generally were being dragged up by their ears. E also stands for end. Let's take a look at how Tiswas finished.
And that's all from Tiswas. The rest of the day on ATV looks like this. And
no, not the stuff that happened after Tiswas.
What? Who are you?
I'm a narrator in the 21st century trying to show viewers how Tiswas ended.
Oh, I see.
Specifically, the last ever Tiswas. Do you have any footage?
Well, we can show you the ending of Chris Tarrant's final Tiswas, followed by the ending of the final Tiswas. How about that?
Wonderful.
Great.
It's funny, really, but having done Tiswas since 1974, it's all a bit of an anticlimax now, isn't it?
Yes, it is really, yeah.
Are you having a drink tonight or what?
I might just take just the odd snippet, and that's about it, really. That's about all from us. So, no.
Oh, not now, Frank.
Not now, Frank. Forget it. Yeah. Get off, Frank. What's up with you? Where were you?
Show us your legs. Show us your legs.
So it's a bit of a low-key ending. Don't forget that Tiswas with Sally and some new faces will be back in the autumn, so look forward to that. And several of us are going to be working on the late-night version of Tiswas, which should be on your screens in January 1982. So there's something to look forward to. Anyway, that's all from me. Thanks very, very much for being a smashing audience over the years. We go over now to ITN for the lunchtime news headlines. Cheers. Ta-da. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good morning. Reports are coming in of a Midland television programme desperately trying to find an ending. So far, they've tried a very serious Greek tragedy, a much more silly Greek tragedy, William Shakespeare, James Cagney blowing up gasometers, Elizabeth Taylor trying to eat Montgomery Clift, Ingrid Bergman trying to eat Humphrey Bogart, a studio filled with quite appalling children covered in custard, a lot of MPs waving at people and kissing babies, Gracie Fields, Gene Kelly. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm getting sick of it. I didn't want to do this stuff. I want to be out on razzmatazz. We can't end the damn series like this. I want to get down with this steel man. Come on, guys. Let's go.
Moments of Tiswas tick away. All persons are poised, their arms are linked, ready to sing the song traditional on these occasions, Old Flan Sign. Take it away, pop persons.
And we'll have the next letter in the series around the same time next week here on Big Centre magazine.
Oh yes. Now remember, there are 4 chances to catch our special compilation shows Tiswas Pies again here on Big Centre TV. Now get ready for this. Count with me.
Ready?
Saturday nights at 10, Sunday mornings at 10, Wednesday afternoons at 3, Friday nights at 4:30.
Struggled with that one.
That one. 4.
4.
Yay.
Oh, and remember our hashtag. This is what they want.
I'm still going to be so careful when I do that. Anyway, before we go, here's a reminder of our challenge for this week.
That was a bit of a letdown.
Just a bit.
Well, we're interested in life changes. Sorry, I think I've got hair growing in my hand.
What?
Serious. Now, we're interested in life changes. In particular, if you could change one thing in your life, what would it be?
Get rid of the hair from my hand.
Or on the other hand, what's the one thing you really wouldn't change about your life?
Yes, as we said, we want you to be as honest as possible about how you would change your life, about how you wouldn't change your life. So send us your stories. Maybe you've got some photos, videos, whatever, send them in and we'll try and show the best ones on a future show.
Nice. Well, we've reached the back pages of our Big Centre magazine for another week.
But remember, although the show is all about us and what's on Big Centre TV, it is all about you as well. So why don't you give us a shout about your community news and information as well? It's a way for you or anyone you know to promote something positive going on local to you. As we said earlier, the publicity is absolutely free. What on earth have you got to lose?
Nothing. So for that, or if there's anything you'd like to talk to us about, don't forget this. Oh, and don't forget this week's challenge. Then on social media, which is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube, look us up at Big Centre TV. Or if you want to email us. What's happening to me today? Or if you want to email us, then send an email into our postbag address, which is postbag@bigcentre.tv.
Do you want me to do the next bit?
Yes, please.
And the address is Big Centre Magazine, Big Centre TV, just hands, 14A Lower Hall Lane, Walsall, WS1 1RL.
Oh.
All right, go on, bye.
Well, I'll be back with What's On Monday nights at 7.
And we shall both be back with your Big Centre Magazine at the same time next week.
So we'll see you soon.
Ta-ra a bit.